Hey everyone, happy Sunday to you and thanks for tuning in to this new edition of Political Peaks. On today's episode, we sit down with the Park City Community Foundation's Social Equity Director, Diego Zagara, as well as Enrique Sanchez on behalf of Park City Municipal to discuss the Community Social Equity Strategic Plan. Here's Diego Zagara now to give more background on the report.
It's been a few years in the making, but it all really came to fruition in March of 2018 when our City Council voted social equity into becoming the fourth critical priority, admittedly without necessarily knowing exactly what it meant, but acknowledging that there were growing disparities in our community, and they wanted to address that. They wanted to talk about how Park City could remain a town with a vibrant community that came together and addressed issues like housing, like lack of affordable childcare, and how are we going to be talking about those is under the umbrella of social equity.
In order to accomplish this goal, the city set out to find a community partner to assess the current status of social equity within our community. The Park City Community Foundation won the city contract and immediately began working on the Community Social Equity Strategic Plan. Fast forward 1 year, and their assessment is now complete.
This last year has been all about learning and gathering information from community members. From different constituencies. The process informed us that there were areas where people were feeling pain points. There were specific challenges that folks were facing, and they've crystallized themselves in the plan. The main three areas that we hope to be addressing here in the next few months, years, are affordable housing, early childhood education, but that really falls under the greater umbrella of education, and inclusion. So those are the key areas that the community felt we could do something about, that we were well positioned to address. And we're hopeful that the interventions and some of the programs that are being recommended in the plan can come to term.
It's kind of been, it's a huge project that's been a good partnership between government as well as the private sector with the Community Foundation. And it's been kind of a learning process for everyone, including myself. It took them a while to actually come up with the term social equity, and before that they had other terms that they were using, but they believed that social equity was kind of the best fitting term. But just from listening to the community, which is one of the most important things that our city council has been doing, they kind of realize that these things are what are lacking in our community. Through the city, what my job has been to try to get as many voices as possible that represents every single type of group in our community: the Latino community, the LGBTQ community, the senior citizens, just every type of community members that you can think of, because we have a very diverse community.
One of the tenets of this work is inclusion, and asking not who's at the table, but rather what voices are we missing. And Enrique hit the nail on the head by mentioning those communities that have been historically underrepresented or underserved or marginalized. I think that was one of the other factors that came into play when City Council made social equity a critical priority. We are currently taking the Community Social Equity Strategic Plan on tour and presenting it to different leadership bodies like City Council, like Summit County Council, like the Chamber of Commerce and the Park City School District Board of Education. We are still seeking further feedback from the community, and the best way to do that is to visit our website, parkcitycf.org. Contact us directly and let us know what your thoughts might be on the affordable housing piece, on the education component, and on the inclusion section. What can we do together? We are seeking more partners in this work, more entities from the private sector, from government, and from the nonprofit sector to come together and help us address these big challenges.
As Diego said, the more people we have, the better that this report will come out and the more represented people will be. So just thank you guys, and as Diego said, you guys can also come into any city building, talk to your officials, the city council, or anyone over at City Hall, and voice your concerns so that your voice can be represented.
I want to acknowledge that this is a living, breathing document, and it's going to continue to evolve as we learn more, as we grow, and as we determine where are the areas where we can have an impact. this is just a conversation starter.
Huge thanks to Diego and Enrique for stopping by to discuss the Community Social Equity Strategic Plan. I highly recommend that you read the report in its entirety and voice your opinion on how Park City can become a more inclusive community for all. The full report can be found at parkcitycf.org/social equity. That's going to be it for us today here on Political Peaks. Thanks again for tuning in. As always, follow us on all of our social media at Park City TV, and for more great community content, you can head over to parkcity.tv. Steve and Caitlin will have all new episodes of Peak Bites dropping next week, so be sure and stay tuned for that. I hope you all have a great week, and I'll see you again next Sunday.